Today on FCT Environment Update, we look at environmental health and safety in the FCT. The Permanent Secretary, Ecological Fund, Engineer Goni M. Sheikh, has said that the Ecological Fund Office, EFO, was prepared to enter into technical cooperation with the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, UNIDO, to strengthen the institutional capacity of the office. Sheikh made this known when he received a 6-man technical committee from UNIDO to discuss areas where the international organization can partner with the EFO to enhance effective service delivery. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has distributed relief materials for the victims of the rainstorm which ravaged several areas of IBADAM, the Oyo State capital. An official of the agency ruled out political consideration in the distribution of the materials as officials arrived at the affected areas for on-the-spot assessment. The federal government had responded immediately to the unfortunate incident by sending relief materials through NEMA to the victims in the state. The National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency, NESREA, and the Consortium for Barcode of Life have entered into collaboration for the introduction of a new technology for wildlife forensics that use DNA barcoding. The new DNA barcoding technology and its application was the subject of deliberation between CBOL, the National Biotechnology Development Agency, NABDA, and NESREA at a meeting in Abuja. They are working towards November 2014, when participating countries would have begun the use of DNA barcoding libraries in prosecuting wildlife crimes. Director General of NESREA, Dr. Mrs. Ngeri Benebo, said that accurate identification of specimen was a vital element during prosecution of wildlife crimes.
Abuja is a beautiful city and the preferred tourist destination in Africa. Let us keep our environment clean by trimming flowers and cutting grass around us regularly. Dispose of our refuse in waste bins and stop all forms of environmental pollution because they are injurious to our health. Report bleeding manhole to the appropriate authorities and disease from illegal connection to sewage lines. Hawking, trading, and begging on the streets of Abuja are prohibited. So also is prostitution. Do not harass AEPB staff members in the line of duty. If you are caught, you will face the law. If we cultivate a culture of a clean environment and pay our environmental service charge promptly, Abuja will remain the pride of all Nigerians.
This message is proudly sponsored by the FCT United Nations Development Assistance Framework UNDAF 2. The Environmental Health and Safety Department of the Abuja Environmental Protection Board ensures the environment is not abused in such a way that it begins to constitute harm to the health of Abuja residents. Factors capable of jeopardizing the health of the citizen include bad sanitation habits, rearing of animals in residential areas, and other acts. The department regularly carries out house-to-house sanitary inspection of premises in the FCC and community sanitation exercises across the FCT. The community sanitation is made possible through an effective community mobilization and sensitization program in collaboration with traditional rulers, opinion leaders, and religious leaders.
We have sanitation law, federal sanitation law backing us. We also have Abuja Environmental Law, Act 10 of 1997 backing us, and that we use to get into these people, get this job done. And even if it needs a little form of enforcement, we enforce by serving them notices. One, to abate the nuisances that are being created in their residential areas, office areas, or business areas. And when we serve them with these notices and they don't obey it, oftentimes they don't. And you have to go a little higher by getting court order to be able to impose such, to enforce such laws. And that is one of the things that I know that has been helping us to achieve the much we have achieved here. Our environmental health and sanitation officers, they go to give people what we call health talks, then an environmental sanitation talks, how best they can maintain their environment. You see, it is important for us to create awareness. A lot of people don't even know that they are living, dangerously. You understand? Because some people, you see them, they have refuse dumps close to their houses. They march on those refuse dumps and get into their houses. And they sleep on the floor, bare floor, in these houses, thereby exposing themselves to epidemics, all manner of epidemics and danger. So these are the things we let people know, that on healthy environment, we make them to live an unfulfilled life.
The Inspectorate Division of the Environmental Health and Safety Department of the APB carries out premises inspection with the aim of effecting compliance with sanitation laws. These officers routinely go on house-to-house inspection of public conveniences, markets, filling stations, plazas, etc., inspection of recreational parks, gardens, inspection of abattoir and other public places. They serve abatement notices on defaulters, compile a list of defaulters for prosecution, and they also carry out regular monitoring and surveillance of the Federal Capital City to ensure the integrity of the environment. Furthermore, to regulate activities such as road shows, food vending, peddling, etc., which are of public health importance. At a recent exercise in Area 7, the officers went from flat to flat in the neighborhood and observed several violations by the residents.
What is happening in this environment is that some people are carrying out commercial activities. They place junks everywhere. Even their soil pipes behind their houses are not in order. They don't care about maintenance. If you check, you will see electric wire everywhere. They don't care about the safety of this building where they are. Even some of them that are carrying out commercial activities here, you find out that they have decided to remove some of the fancy blocks that were used for protection of the staircase, just to make sure that they are carrying out their businesses within the block. So we don't accept such things. If you watch, you will also see that they are rearing animals. We know about Lassa fever. We know about all these zoonotic diseases. And because of that, we don't accept rearing of any kind of animal or birds in a residential premises. And at the same time, we want them to, why we are here is that after the inspection, we will tell them the right thing to do. Like all these commercial activities, they have to stop it. Their environment littering everywhere with dirt, they have to stop it. Even they are expected to carry out pest and vector control of their building. This will help us to maintain the cleanness of the place. Because when you are living together with rats, cockroach and other things, it has a negative influence on the health of the people residing in that very community. So that's why we are here. And if you watch here, everything is disorganized. So people that are living in an environment, it is their duty to take care of the environment without anybody coming to them to ask them to do that. But since they cannot do it, that is why we take it upon our shoulder to go around to check out for those things and help educate them where necessary. Those that refused is punishable by law. We do take them to court so that the court will order them to do the right thing or fine them accordingly.
A lot of people, though they have good structures, they have good houses, but they don't even keep their houses neat and clean. You see a lot of junks very close to people's residences. You see a lot of people packing refuse in front of their doors, which is not right. Simple cleanliness, simple sanitation, the laws they don't want to obey. And because people don't want to obey, we normally come to enlighten the people, to educate them on the necessity of removing all this. Because cleanliness is close to godliness. If you are not clean, there's every tendency that that uncleanliness will attract sicknesses and diseases to you. And because of that, we try as much as possible to educate the people so that we will reduce the number of people going for medication, for medical attention. If you allow them, people ignorantly will live in filth, they will live in dirtiness, and they will think that they are enjoying themselves. So we need someone, we need some people who can educate them, enlighten them. And lastly, we enforce. In an area you have refused to obey the simple sanitary rules, we enforce it. And it is not always good with the public. Whenever you want to enforce, they see you as someone who is coming to come and lord it over them. But they don't want to obey the simple rules of sanitation, which is for their own good.
Up next, environmental health advice from those who should know and the challenges posed by city slums still existing in Abuja.
This Abuja fine no be small. Now you make plenty tourists them they like to visit this our city. Because of that, we must to make sure say everywhere they clean every time. Make we dey cut grass and flower them we don't grow for our house. Throw away dirty and yama inside dustbin. No spoil air with black smoke. That one fit cause sickness for body. If you see sock away we don't full, make you call Abuja Environmental Protection Board quick. No follow them fight oh. Now they work then they do. Now offense to sell market for road, they beg or even do opio for night. If they catch you, you go hear am. Make we join hand together with Abuja Environmental Protection Board to see say Abuja dey clean well. Make we pay our service charge every month to make sure say Abuja dey cha-cha.
Now the FCT United Nations Development Assistance Framework, UNDAF 2, they bring on this message.
Residents of Abuja, we are saying that what we are doing is for our own good. I'm a resident here too. If there's a project coming up in your area you feel is going to be detrimental to your health or to your livelihood, you have a right to come to AEPB and we find ways of abating the nuisances. Let us collaborate together to have a quality of environment with minimal emissions, minimal degradations for our generation and also for the generations yet unborn. Thank you.
The Environmental Health and Safety Department of the AEPB surveys the Abuja city for incidents of pest infestation, fumigation of pest-infected premises. They inspect factories, construction sites, buildings and workplaces for compliance with safety issues, monitoring of chemicals used in fumigation by registered companies to avoid use of chemicals that are banned, and the registration of pest control companies. The control of stray animals in unauthorized places and burial of unclaimed corpses from hospitals is also carried out by this department. In a bid to protect the environment from all factors capable of jeopardizing the health of the citizens, the Environmental Health and Safety Department of the Abuja Environmental Protection Board has been involved in community sanitation exercises across the FCT. Successful community sanitation exercise programs have been carried out in Otako, Jabi and Kabusa villages and many others. The main objective of the program is to empower the local communities to devise an affordable and sustainable approach to handling their sanitation needs themselves. This is an adaptation of community-led total sanitation.
I also want to talk to residents of the FCT, particularly Gwarimpa Estate. That's given us so much challenge. A lot of people there don't have the basic waste receptacles. They dump their waste on the floor or just a makeshift waste bin. That is not in order. It is out of order. The basic thing you can do is to acquire this waste bin. Come to our office and procure an adequate waste bin. That will help your waste management contractor contain your waste and cut your waste within a short time, because the coverage areas may be much.
We have community sanitation, and this community sanitation, we do most of them with the various communities in satellite towns and all these communities you have that are still within FCT, the main city. You have something like Galadima in Gwarimpa. You have Duse, Duse Alaji. You have areas like Otaku village. You have area like Jabi village, Gariki village. All these villages, they are existing here, and so we must go to teach them and enlighten them on how to keep their surroundings clean. We show them films, and sometimes we even go to schools. We go to schools to also engage the people. Because if you enlighten them in the various schools, it will be better for them to carry it to their various homes. They will teach their parents. So we have environmental clubs in these schools, secondary schools, and even primary schools, both government schools and private schools alike.
Environmental health officers of the AEPB moved from house to house, sensitizing the entire communities and mobilizing them to clean their surroundings, giving health talks on proper disposal of refuse and basic hygiene principles and habits such as washing of hands after using the convenience. For the sustenance of effective community sanitation, community-based environmental sanitation groups are formed to ensure that community members become each other's watchdog. Although this strategy is already yielding dividends, there is a huge challenge in maintaining city slums and sanitation in a mega city like Abuja.
Some of the challenges we used to face is that some people at times will not allow you to enter their premises. This one is a high-rise. At times there are places that are fenced. When you go to areas that are fenced, at times they will tell you, no, you have to inform us before you come. So, but we know how to talk with them so that they will understand, and we still carry out our inspection.
World over, it is not a proper practice to see undeveloped settlements within developed settlements. When you go to Gariki village is still there with its challenges. You go to Tako village is still there. So these are pockets of challenges, in a sustainable environment management. In which way, you may ask? When you go to Tako village, the infrastructure is not within the Otako village to establish a modern waste management approach. There are no conveniences. The houses there, some of them are mud houses, thatch houses, stuff like that. So means of waste management is a challenge. Same with Gariki village. So you see those rural people dump waste anyhow, defecate anyhow. It's just a big challenge in a developed city like ours. And I know government is doing the needful to make sure that these people are properly relocated.
Just yesterday I was called about Gariki village, about the waste dump there. We have so many other responsibilities, but of course the department will have to take responsibility for that, because we are supposed to collect it. I was called upon. Don't forget that that particular place is a village, and the master plan doesn't just talk about planning, it also talks about the process. It tells you the arrangement, the sequence of your development. The master plan had already envisaged that if these villages remain, their settlement is not prioritized, the future which we are in today will suffer for it. Because today, when the master plan came up, nobody dreamed of anything like Kekena Pep. Today, if you go to Gariki village, the biggest problem they have is Kekena Pep. And it's people that ride them. Some don't even have house, they sleep in them. Noise pollution. Gariki, anywhere there's an old village now, you find out that life there is 24/7. Unlike if you go to Maitama, they go to work during the day, maybe at best they go to Wuse, to club, and then go back to their houses and go to bed. But go to Gariki village area, 24/7. You enter Lagos Street, there's never a time they sleep. In fact, they start when people go to sleep. And what happens in the process? You generate waste. And we have this problem. But I still take that it's our responsibility. But honestly, things must be done right. The master plan is not just about taking paper and drawing. It considers so many things. It's an integration of so many professionals. They come up and then they bring it out in form of paper And the master plan is a legal document. So it's a big problem. So we are really suffering it, and it's not a joke.
For over a year now, the Abuja Environmental Protection Board has been maintaining a clinic through its Department of Environmental Health and Safety. The clinic has handled many emergencies, ranging from accidents to injuries of the members of staff and outsiders who suddenly developed health conditions while within the premises of the board. Most importantly, members of the enforcement squad, who are usually targets of hawkers, have been treated for injuries sustained while on duty. The Department of Environmental Health and Safety of the AEPB warns you to desist from allowing animals into your living quarters, as this is very unhygienic.
It is wrong for you to share your home, your bed, your chair with your animal. There's no way you can, no matter how you wash and bath that animal, that can make it to be so clean that it will not have some pests, living in its furs. Most of them don't brush their teeth. The animals, do you brush the mouth of the animals? And if you give them opportunity, they can even put their mouth into your plates, into your cups. They may transfer some diseases to you. That people are doing wrong thing because they are from whatever you say abroad. That has not made it right. Haven't you seen people kissing dogs? Is that right? It's unhealthy. Whether it's done in London, it's done in US or anywhere, any part of the world, it has not vitiated the fact that it is dangerous for you to share your place with an animal. Some people even go as far as even sleeping with the animals. Haven't you heard that? But has that made it right? It is not. It's not. Bestialism is what people practice. But has that made it right? So when you say people sharing rooms with animals, that it is done in overseas, it's done abroad, you see people cuddling their animals, that has not made it right. It is unhealthy. And I still stand on it. That is still unhealthy, because you have every opportunity and tendency for you to contract very, very serious disease that may or may not be curable.
Join us next week for a look at environmental conservation in the FCT. You will see how the activities of developers and unauthorized sand dredgers are destroying the environment.